Hey there, good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Bridgett. So good to be with you on this Thursday, August 29th. We are inching closer to the Labor Day weekend. And so everyone's talking about how busy it's going to be. It is set to be historic in terms of the numbers of people expected to travel. So apparently lots of people will be leaving today and of course tomorrow, whether you're hitting the roads or going to the airport. So we'll look at that in a moment. Of course, the weather is always top of mind, especially heading into these holiday weekends. And Central Florida is really busy with a lot of festivities because we have the Allstars with their parades starting at Disney today and then in Lake Mary on Saturday. UCF football kicking off tonight at the Bounce House for the home opener. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is here and getting us ready for all of this. And
Hmm.
we've kept our umbrellas and our ponchos close by because the party don't stop for a few sprinkles in Florida. So what's up, Candace?
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I didn't realize there's a little button right here. So when I moved it, I think I clicked it, and I was like, I don't know if that was the mute button, but I guess it wasn't. You know what? The rain gear in the back seat still is needed for the next
Okay.
couple of days. Like you said, we still have to pick up the kids. We still got to, there's some after school activities that keep
Mm-hmm.
on going as long as it's not lightning and it's just raining. I mean, at the end of the day, that's actually much cooler than sitting there when temperatures are, feeling like 115 degrees instead. But rain chances for today, I would say the pattern is the same. The amount of coverage might be a little less today, and then we're going to start gradually bringing up those numbers, rain coverage wise, as we head into your long Labor Day weekend, which it is jammed packed. What do we have? We have a parade today, this afternoon. We have a home opener this evening. Then we have another parade for the hometown parade on Saturday. We got Labor Day and all the fun things that go along with that. So let's get to the maps and show you what you could expect for no matter what festivity you've got going on. We do have still that onshore breeze. Our big ridge of high pressure is just sitting off the coast of off the eastern seaboard. And that's going to continue to drag our winds in out of the east, which will be picking up a couple scattered right now. Scattered showers. Give me a second. Okay, it's better. He's laughing because I was literally knocking back some of these real fast because I'm starving and one got stuck. Are you done? Steve is back. I don't know if you heard.
Yes.
Anyway, satellite and radar composite shows scattered showers moving in along the coastline, which will turn into storms later on this afternoon. Now you can see here clouds and rain forecast. We'll continue to bring in a couple more of those scattered showers this morning, but then by the afternoon, the main focus will be about a 40% chance between I-4 and 75. As they develop, they will be producing heavy rain, gusty winds at times. Some lightning will also be kind of embedded within that. But again, the main focus will be west of I-4 towards 75 after about 2, 3 o'clock. So dismissal time, we could have a couple of isolated showers. Some may be producing a few lightning strikes already by that point, but the majority of the heavier rain will be pushing out towards the Gulf Coast counties later on into the evening. Then as we head into your Friday, same story. A few morning coastal showers by 2, 3 o'clock. Same kind of zone between, kind of sandwiched between I-4 and 75 for those late afternoon showers and thunderstorms. But then as we head into the weekend, our winds go more from the east to more south. And that's going to be pumping in more of that tropical moisture, which will add a little more instability. Also allows that west coast sea breeze to produce some more rain and actually push it to the other side of the state. Temperatures out the door right now, it is 7:35. We're all pretty much in those mid 70s. But as we take you here throughout the next few hours, 93. That will be your high this afternoon. Our average for this time of the year is 91. So we're hovering around that near normal zone there. Rain chances for today about 40%. All right, like I joked on TV today. I'm like, I have so much confetti in all my
Uh-huh.
forecasts right now
Mm-hmm.
because we got Magic Kingdom today, a few spotty showers because it's about 1:30 parade time there. But this is the Lake Mary Little League Parade, the hometown parade on Saturday, where Steve and I will be at, by the way. 10 a.m. is when the parade is expected to start. Temperatures will be in the mid 80s. But then later on into the afternoon, that's when the rain starts to come in. So I think we're overall pretty good. It's kind of the coolest point of the day anyway. So good planning on Lake Mary's side. Looking at your heat index this afternoon, though, we'll be feeling like 100 to 106. But then looking at your Labor Day forecast, again, rain chances today at 40. Then by Saturday, we'll be up to about a 50, then 60% chance come Sunday and Monday. So is it a washout? No, not by any means. Tonight's kickoff game will be in those mid 80s. By 7, most of the rain will be out towards our west. But like I said, it's going to look very much like a Labor Day weekend where we have the heat, we have some storms, but if you kind of plan it out well, if you're a Floridian for the last couple of years, you know how this goes. You just have to kind of plan it out, come inside, have those options indoors for a few hours, and then we'll go back out and finish up the holiday weekend.
Yeah, you have to be ready to pivot.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what you got to do. So, but the good news is both parades and the kickoff, the UCF home opener looks pretty good.
Very nice. Very nice. That's good news. All right, Candace. Well, thank you. We appreciate
You're welcome.
it.
You going to go to Steve now?
I am.
Okay.
Did he clear his throat? Okay.
Yeah.
All righty. So Trooper Steve is back, and you know what? The ball is just rolling right along because he's right back into an eventful day lined up for you. Welcome back, Steve.
Oh man, it's like, yeah, I've been off a few days, but it's funny because people just assume like, oh, you're off, you're not doing anything. It's like, no, News 6 still calls your phone. News 6 still has questions, especially when you're local. I should have told him I was out of the country is what I should have told him. But there is a crazy thing going on, and I don't know how to take it. I am going to take it as an honor being paid to the advocacy that we have done here at News 6. That's how I'm going to take it. Because from what I'm told, this has never been done at Orange County Animal Services before. We are meeting a 6-month-old, I believe, puppy today that is named Trooper Steve. So the volunteers... This is hilarious. The Orange County Animal Center, so there's 2 different divisions. You have the operational side, and then you have the people there that are volunteering around the clock, not collecting a dime, just there because of the dogs. And if you know anything about animal volunteers, they're a loud group of people, meaning when something is wrong, when they want to get attention, they give a shout. And I like the squeaky wheel terminology. Yeah. And so I guess with all the great stuff we've done, 7 for 7 dogs. Bryant Almeida, the PIO, went to work earlier this week, and they go, we've named this dog after Steve. Now, they did not even want this dog featured, but of course, when they told us about it, we were like, we're going to meet this dog. So I'm interested to see what the personality is. Maybe a little fresh, a little sarcastic. We'll see how this goes today, but that's going to be at 10 a.m. And then even Ezzy Castro is going to get to meet this dog today and do a little story on him. So this should be fun. I'm excited about it. I don't care what the dog's name was. It could be named Results, and I would still think it was an awesome honor just because we all love animals here. It was National Dog Day on Monday. We do everything we can, even if it's just one dog at a time, to get them seen. And to me, that's what matters. A lot of people will say, well, you don't do enough. Well, what are you doing? And then that's usually my response. It's like, look, we're out there once a month trying to find a dog a home. And that's what we're going to keep doing, even if his name's Trooper Steve.
And even if you help just one, you made a difference. So we'll take one at a time and keep going.
Yeah, I met an individual last weekend. He's Israeli. He's a former IDF. And he told me, he goes, my mentality is if I can save one person's life, that means I've saved the world. And if I could save one of these dogs once a month, that gives hope to other dogs that are in there. And hopefully other people to go, I need to go adopt and not shop.
Right. And I have adopted as well from the shelter, and it's an awesome experience. And, I'm just thinking, if they name the dog Trooper Steve, there's so many fun, like, nicknames and pet names that will come out of that. Like,
100%.
Like Troop, Troopy, Steve, Stevie,
All of it.
Or maybe this dog prefers Steven, we just have to see.
Hey, if this dog likes Steven, I'm a fan. This dog's a fan after my heart because you already know. You did it to me this morning. So anytime I get to hear Steven, I get excited. So
yeah. And then, there's the full pet name. The full pet name is usually, several middle names, a last name. So
right.
It'll be cute.
The ears perk up when they're in trouble, and they're like, "Oh, they're calling my full name."
Right.
And then my girl celebrated 3 years. Yeah, my girl celebrated 3 years old yesterday, so that's
Margaret.
Margaret, my little pain in the butt. She celebrated 3, had her for 2.5 years so far, and I hope
Oh.
it's 10 to 15 years more I've got her. So
Mm-hmm.
let's hop to the roads because they're not very friendly this morning.
Okay.
Westbound I-4 right now at Lake Mary. Still seeing a serious delay this morning for an overturned vehicle. You can see it there on .cam. FHP, Road Rangers, crews out there. It slammed into that median guardrail early this morning, causing that rollover. From what I understand, this is a single vehicle crash, which is a good thing because, hey, the less involved, the better, right? If you're coming in from Lake Mary, Heathrow, Volusia County, you're going to run into these delays. And the delay, not crazy, but it's there. So I just need you to be cautious. It's probably about a 15-minute drive right now from Lake Mary Boulevard to about 434. And you can see those delays building solid red already at 7:41 in the morning. Lake Mary Boulevard to Maitland Boulevard, westbound on I-4, 18 minutes. That should only be about a 9-minute drive right now. So it is double because of what we're seeing out there. And then, of course, those school zone hotspots, OBT, Clariconacoe, eastbound, Maitland Boulevard as well. And southbound, of course, 434 at Kennedy. Outside of that, pretty smooth this morning. Sand Lake, seeing some lingering construction out there with some delays over in the Edgewood area. And then, of course, Hunters Creek, OBT, John Young Parkway, seeing the delays only in front of our school zones. Lake Nona, you guys are in the clear this morning with no problems out in Brevard County. So as long as everyone takes it nice and easy, hopefully we clear that mess up over in Seminole County within the next few minutes, Bridgett. And we'll be good to go. All we're doing right now is plan for Saturday. You guys come on out early in the morning. There's Chief over my shoulder. And we'll have a good time. It's as long as weather's good. And if it's not, just I'll give you Candace's number and you can call her.
So what do you recommend in terms of like logistics if you are going to come out to the parade Saturday? Still okay.
So honestly, if you want to participate in this, you want to actually go and experience it for its totality, simply be prepared to walk. And that's the biggest thing that I would say is do not try to get into the city center. And there are so many small businesses that surround downtown Lake Mary. Lake Mary is very, very small. Its downtown district is very small. So it's surrounded by a lot of plazas, little shopping districts and stuff like that. I would say wear really good shoes, be super hydrated, park somewhere that is legal. And I can tell you they're not going to give you a hard time if you're parking in like a grocery parking lot for this event, just because we're expecting thousands of people there. And then, of course, drop a pin or on your maps on your phone of where you parked your car so that you remember where it's at. Come with at least an hour before the event, and don't expect, if you're staying for it once it starts, that you're going to leave on time. That's the biggest thing I could suggest. And do not go to the city center of Lake Mary because it's going to be all shut down.
Yeah. So, and I see the Sunrail station will have parking, and Seminole State College will have parking. So,
which isn't far. It's probably about
a long walk. Okay.
No, probably about a quarter mile. If that, it's a direct shot, nice shade, walk and stuff like that. But it is going to be a hot and steamy morning. So we just want to make sure everyone's prepared for that, and people will walk. There's going to be plenty of standing room out there, but that's what you're going to do is just make sure you're mindful of that.
Yes. This is we have to celebrate these world champions. So a little walk, won't hurt. We just need to be prepared. And the good thing is early because, like you said, it is hot, but at least get it done in the earlier part of the day. So it should be a nice morning. All right. Looking forward to that. All right. Thanks, Trooper Steve. So you're not here tomorrow, though.
See ya. I'm not here tomorrow, but I'll be here on Saturday.
All right. See you then. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. I can't wait to see what that dog looks like. Trooper Steve the dog. So that'll be funny. So make sure you catch his on patrol later. We do want to tell you about the Listeria outbreak. Unfortunately, there's another sad update to this, a death in Florida linked to that Listeria outbreak with the Boar's Head deli meats. And so News 6's Ezzy Castro has more on the latest developments, including the plant where they believe this originated.
The nationwide Listeria outbreak linked to recalled Boar's Head deli meats has now killed at least 9 people, according to the CDC. One of those deaths was reported here in Florida. another in Tennessee, and one in New Mexico. It was just last month that we reported the recall from Boar's Head after the company recalled over 7 million pounds of deli meat. The company stated it all started after a liverwurst sample from a factory in Maryland tested positive for Listeria in July.
He was having trouble breathing. They started doing more testing because they couldn't figure out exactly what it was that was wrong with him. That's what it came back as, Listeria.
Sean Morgenstein says his dad passed away in Virginia last month after he was rushed to the hospital. He believes his death is linked to meat later recalled by Boar's Head.
The number one thing on the recall was liverwurst. My mom knew that he loved to eat that and knew that he had eaten that, recently.
It's so sad to hear that. And so we'll continue to keep you updated as more information comes out about the Boar's Head products. But of course, making sure that you don't have any of that, even in the freezer. Make sure you check out the stories on clickorlando.com with all that information if you just want to look into that a little further. SpaceX has been grounded after the incident with the booster yesterday we told you about. News 6's Troy Campbell has more on that Falcon 9 booster that caught fire and why the FAA is grounding things for now, which includes delaying the Polaris Dawn mission a little bit more. So here's Troy Campbell.
So after the explosion of a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket on a drone ship in the Atlantic, many are wondering if it will delay the historic Polaris Dawn mission. So we brought that question to the expert.
But delays happen all the time in spaceflight. I think the crew knows to expect that. I don't think that in and of itself is a very big deal or plays heavy on their mind. How long it might take to resolve all this is anybody's guess.
CBS News space consultant Bill Harwood says after this Falcon 9 rocket booster explosion, both SpaceX and the FAA will want to make sure they know the exact cause before another launch.
Well, the same systems that control how a Falcon 9 first stage carries out its automated landing is also used during the launch. It's tied into the launch abort system, the self-destruct system. They want to make sure that when the booster is flying, that those systems are working normally and pose no threat to public safety.
Hartwood says after nearly 270 booster landings, people have grown accustomed to them being successful.
People would run outside to catch it. Everybody was talking about it. And now, as a testament to the rocket's reliability, they've done this hundreds of times, and people don't even go outside to look anymore. It has become commonplace. It's become routine. And of course, the one thing we all know, and that this mishap highlights, it's never routine when it comes to launching rockets.
The FAA says an investigation is designed to further enhance public safety, determine the root cause of the event, and identify corrective actions to avoid it from happening again, and that it will be involved in every step of the investigation process and must approve SpaceX's final report, including any corrective actions.
The FAA is going to want to make sure all those systems are working properly before they clear the rockets to fly again, and that includes, the Polaris Dawn mission that we're all waiting to see fly, the commercial flight with that first non-government spacewalk on tap.
The FAA hasn't said how long the investigation will last. In Orange County, Troy Campbell, Getting Results, News 6.
So we'll be watching and waiting, listening to hear the latest updates on any more developments from the FAA and the Space Coast. We'll keep you updated right here on clickorlando.com. So we've been talking about the Lake Mary Allstars, and they have a big day today out at Disney. Their parade is today. Normally when, football players in the NFL win the Super Bowl, they'll say, I'm going to Disney World. And that thought crossed my mind when these little guys won the Little League World Series, and apparently Disney thought the same thing, so they're throwing them a parade today on Main Street USA in Magic Kingdom. So if you're headed out to Disney today, you want to make sure you get a good spot for that. It's going to be a full day excitement for them. And then, of course, we have the parade, which we talked about on Saturday in Lake Mary. So Justin Warmoth, Jamie Say, as well as Candace and Trooper Steve, all of them going to be out there, Lisa Bell too. And this celebration will start at 9:30 with our coverage on the air. The parade starts at 10. And like Trooper Steve said, if you're going to go out in person, be prepared to park and then walk into that area where the parade is going to be. So check out all the details on clickorlando.com and hope to see you there. I hope you tune in right here on News 6. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with a doctor to talk about the storms, the hurricane season, and how to talk to your kids about it. Welcome back. This morning we are talking about anxiety about hurricane season. It is hurricane season, we're about halfway through, and so it's something that makes us nervous as adults. And of course, children, of course, get scared about storms even when it's just a regular thunderstorm. So today we have Dr. Ellie Hessel, a pediatric psychologist from Nemours Children's Hospital. It's good to have you again, Dr. Hessel. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Great. This is a topic that comes up frequently, especially at my house when there's a thunderstorm. Their Gigi, their grandmother, has kind of taught them, like, you shouldn't be around the windows. You shouldn't be, playing with anything electric or water based when there's like a storm happening. So they get a little nervous. Pets get nervous too. So, it's a normal thing to have some anxiety about storms, but what is it about the hurricanes that, we can do to help kids out in terms of handling that anxiety?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question because those storms can be scary. One of the things that can be really helpful is just thinking about helping kids plan. So kids, are exposed to media. They're going to hear, even if not from the news or from you directly, they're going to hear from their friends or from school about the storm. And so helping kids feel like they have a sense of control, helping them feel like there's something that they can do to help prepare and to help keep themselves and their families safe can make a really big difference in them feeling more calm going in.
And there is damage. We cover the damage, things like people losing property, vehicles. Sometimes, you have power out for a long time, or, you have to evacuate and go somewhere else. So, how can you frame loss for them if that did come about? And a lot of times we're okay, but sometimes, people do suffer loss and damage in these storms.
Yeah, absolutely. When something like that happens, it can be really important how you yourself as the adult, the parent in the situation responds. So kids are going to be looking to you to have a clue as to how they should react to a situation. And it's normal for you as an adult to have a reaction, but the more that you can think about, all right, I'm going to stay calm. I'm going to talk about the things that I myself am doing to help myself feel okay. So I'm going to remind myself that even though our car got damaged, our family is safe, or even though we might have to go to a shelter, we're all together. It helps the kids know, okay, that adult who I look up to, they're calm, so everything is okay. And it can make a really big difference in how the child copes, because one of the scariest things about storms can be seeing adults be scared.
And what about those negative emotions? Because I feel as though it's inauthentic to hide your tears if you're an adult and you need to cry for whatever moment at that moment. But how do we sort of balance it out or manage it in front of kids?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think it's really important that, kids know that it's okay to have scary emotions. So, for example, when the storm is coming, rather than telling your kids, don't be scared, tell them that it's okay to be scared and that it's normal to feel a little bit scared, but then go on to add what you do as an adult to help yourself with a scary situation. We want to help teach our kids how to handle those big emotions. And so saying, it's okay to be scared. Some of the things that I do when I'm scared that help me are take a big deep breath to help me feel calm, or I hug my favorite toy, or I give my mom's hand a squeeze. Helping them think through options that they can do, things that they can help themselves by practicing, can make them feel more in control and can also teach them lessons for other scary moments in life.
We talk about, like you said, a lot of media, and especially when there is breaking news like weather news, that's when we ramp up listening to the radio and checking websites and watching television to get the latest updates. So what should we do with the kiddos in terms of their curiosity about the latest information on what's going on? And we're watching it, maybe we're watching it more than them. How do you divert them from maybe getting too much or over consuming? What's the
Yeah,
right measurement there?
Yeah, I think just making sure that you're taking the time to talk to your kids and translate the things that they might be seeing. So, limiting what they're watching, not spending hours a day listening to, the same story or the same a version of the same story over and over. But when you do hear something about the hurricane, or when they come home from school and are asking questions, giving them information in a developmentally appropriate way, something that they can understand. So maybe explaining what a hurricane is and what they might expect, is really important, because sometimes they might not understand anything that other than the scary image that they saw on TV, and that might not be what is expected in your area.
We've seen several children's books that kind of go over these types of situations in their language. Where can we go for more information to sort of help us with this topic, Dr. Hessel?
Yeah, a great source of additional information is kidshealth.org. That's Nemours Children's Health website. It has a ton of information about this and a bunch of other topics about children, their health, and their well-being.
Perfect. Well, thank you for this great information and your time this morning. Good to see you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. So that's going to do it for breakfast this morning. We'll be back tomorrow for Finally Friday. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you at noon.